Favorite talk show, Teens Talk, brought to you by Teens Aloud Foundation. Teens Talk is a show where we discuss about modern teenage issues relating to teenagers and find possible solutions to such issues. So here with me in the studio today are some lovely personalities. Trust me, I'm going to love them. Guys are
Gracie,
Faithful,
and I remain your wonderful host, Ben. So today we're going to be discussing some controversial issues. It came in from an anonymous person. She refused to reveal her identity to us, but we are going to keep that secluded. So here is the issue. He said, I am 19 years of age and I am dating a particular guy. I love him very much and I can do anything for him. We've been together for 3 years, and although there has been something he has been doing which I do not like, he beats me up and each time he beats me up whenever we do not agree on some certain issues. I love him a lot and I hate the fact that he beats me. Please, what should I do? Okay, that is a very, very serious question. So, Lady Grace, can you please share some light? What do you think would have been the issue for her to stay back in the relationship?
I feel like the guy has been there for her and she feels like she's been accepted, and maybe she hasn't gotten that elsewhere from her family or friends, and then she met this guy, she liked him and he liked her back and he accepted her for who she is and all of that. So maybe he has supported her in so many things and given her a lot that no one else could possibly have given her. And maybe that's why she's still in the relationship.
So what you're trying to say is that she's there basically because of the support and how do I say it? Like you said, the privileges of being with someone, the acceptance. Okay. Rafifu, please.
I think as Gracie said, acceptance is pattern. Maybe she has nowhere to go. She has nowhere to go to. There's also another part. Because the acceptance is the key. Because every teenager at every point, or each and every one of us at every point, we want to have that feeling of being belonged to something, or being belonged to something that is happening. And looking at her, 3 years now, she started at age 16. Obviously, I'm sure she'll be in the secondary school by then. Maybe final year or second year in the secondary school. And maybe her friends, as at that moment, had boyfriends. So she's also looking for that belonging part of it. The boy, as she said, the boy has also been there, giving her some things she needs, and the family is not giving. So I think the belong to is also part of it. Being belonged to something, being attached to something, being holding on to something. Basically, should be the reason why she has been in this relationship for 3 good years. And she's being beaten up every day in the out. I don't know how many times she's been beaten.
Okay, so we received some comments here in the studio and we would like to share them with you.
Okay, she should tell the boy to stop beating her. Then she should leave him alone if he does not answer. That's all.
In situations like this, it means the girl is not independent. So due to the fact that the guy has done a lot of things for her, she feels she's obligated to him, whether he's doing a good thing or bad thing. So I feel the best thing for her to do is she should be dependent on herself. She should stand up to the guy. So that's just it.
Okay, so those were the comments, and from the comments I believe they're actually in line with what you guys said. She being obligated to him and feeling like she has no sense of belonging, but has to be with him because he is there giving her protection, shelter and affection. Okay, with all that said,
By the comment, there was one part that said she should, I think it was the lady. I think, what did she say? She said she should just tell him. Was that what she said?
Yeah, she actually said
like, with something like this, to me, I think it's going to be some way to just walk to somebody who practically beats you, abuses you, then you just went and tell him, stop beating me. How are you going to say, stop beating me, stop beating me? How are you going to say it? Because obviously, you get the whole thing. So yes, it's a point, but maybe it can also be said that she should find a nice way to actually communicate to him. Find a nice way to, because it's this thing too can also be communication. Because if you communicate well, if somebody steps on your leg and you all of a sudden the person is angry, boiling in, and you just think, then you also frown your face or you want to do something, you have stepped on the person's leg, want to do something, person react. Now imagine you step on the person's leg and you turn, all smiling, please, sorry. Whatever is inside the person will just
subside,
be like nothing. Yeah, so I think that's the communication.
Okay. So what is your help? What advice would you give to her? Considering she has looked onto you as an elder brother for advice, what would you give to her?
Oh, for me, I think let me just let what I wanted to do. I just wanted to go through the moral side, but let me just move into the Bible. What the Bible says. I think from Proverbs chapter 9, verse 17, it says that stolen water is sweet, bread eaten in secret is pleasant. And I think this relationship is a stolen water relationship, which in other words, what I'm trying to say is that this relationship, if that is God's will for the two of them to be, it will happen in the near future, but not now. Maybe from now to that time, God is going to prepare the guy to learn some things, not to touch a woman, not to lay the hands on a woman. Because I don't know where in the Bible says we should beat our wives or we should beat our girlfriends. It's only parents are supposed to spare the rod and spoil the child. So in other words, they're not supposed to spare that rod. Do you get it?
That's only for the child.
Yeah, and it's only parents who are obligated to do that. It's not boyfriend, girlfriend who are obligated to do that. It's not husband and wife who are obligated to do that. So she has decided to enjoy that water now, and she has started stealing it in secret. And she thinks it's all pleasant, but it's not pleasant. When you go to Proverbs chapter 20, verse 7, he also says stolen bread is sweet. Stolen bread is sweet. Eating is it becomes gravels in your mouth later. It becomes gravels in your mouth later. So what she's doing now is she has now stolen the bread, which is so sweet. Now she started a relationship, then the guy is touching her like this, touching her like that, and other things. But now they are moving further. Now she's not seeing who the guy is. Now the guy is like gravels in a man. Now the guy is beating her up and down, front, back, left, right. I don't know if they do John Cena, you can't see me or other things. But I think for me, I think she just need to just break up from this relationship. Because this relationship is not a healthy one. This relationship is not a healthy one at all. She just break up and she's going to enjoy herself. She's not going to roll in. I don't know her stature now, but I believe when she breaks up, she's going to get fatter.
Okay, Lady Grace, what could be your advice to her?
Okay, so since she moved into the relationship because of acceptance and the relationship made her happy at first, I feel like if she wants true happiness, she needs to break up with the guy, move on with her life, set her priorities right, pursue her dreams and goals, and achieve them all by God's grace, and she will love and love you. And she will meet someone better than that nigga. Trust me.
Okay.
I think that setting the priorities right is really important. Yes. I think this morning I tweeted something on Twitter. I said when we get our relationship right with God, or when what I said is our relationship will become exciting at this point our relationship with God is right. Super exciting and enjoyable. Do you get it? So that setting the priorities, she needs to come back to that place of God first, basically. God first. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness. Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. And everything shall be added unto you. So whatever boy you need, tall boy, 6 packs, broad chest, hair on their chest, God will bring it. Do you get it? If you need a medium-sized lady with a nice bum bum, a nice front. God is going to bring you.
Right.
So it's all what you have to do is, as she said, set your priorities right. In setting your priorities right, know who is first. When you know who comes first, that boy will never lay his hand on you, because the relationship you enter will be a purposeful relationship.
And I'd like to add one more thing. You know, when she sets her priorities right, when she starts living right for herself, even for her and for God, obviously, I feel like all the guys will rush her. Go rush her.
True.
So, that's all. Thank you.
Go where you are, the guys are rushing you.
Okay, so my lovely sister, I'm sure you've heard what people have to say to you. Set your priorities right, make a relationship with God decent, let it be neat, let it be known that you are a child of God and you are a child of light. Darkness has nothing to do with you. Darkness has nothing to do. Okay, so the second question here is from Samson. Samson says, "Hi lovely people, I am Samson and I love to read. I read almost anything I chance on. When I got to secondary school, my friends introduced me to romantic novels. Initially, I didn't like it, but as I began to read, it captivated me and I continued reading. Before I realized it, I began to visualize all the sexual activities written in the story and went the extra mile to watch pornography on the internet. With all this information in mind, and with my quote of not having a girlfriend until the right time, I began to masturbate, flirting with certain parts of my body to satisfy my sexual urge. I really want to stop, but I can't. Please help me." Okay, Samson, your problem is, well, it's not a big one. At least here on Teens Talk we can address it. Okay, so we'll go down to.
I think start with Gracie.
Yes. How do you know that? You're a gentleman. You're a real gentleman. Okay, so Gracie, get the ball rolling.
So, I think because he feels alone, like he needs a girlfriend before he can be happy. So he feels really alone, and pornography was what kept him, started visualizing that his girl is in front of him, and then masturbating, thinking that he's doing it to the love of his life, So I think that's the problem, the loneliness he feels.
Okay. Loneliness. Brother, you have a very big problem. Okay, we're faithful.
Oh, but man, I think the main issue here is the friends that introduced him to is one, because his friends have actually changed his life. Practically, they have not changed his life, his lifestyle, the way he thinks, the way he lives, because now they have introduced him to a book, a romantic novel, that is one. Then two, he visualizing. For me, I think it's a very great imaginer. He can imagine things. So he being able to visualize each and every scene inside that romantic novel, that led him to go and watch the pornography, masturbate. I mean, just a pornography, the masturbation. Why should we even go and masturbate? Because God didn't create us to be masturbating. He created us to have sex. That's what he said. He blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and multiply." So how will you be fruitful? You just must have sex to be fruitful and multiply. So why will you just now go and just be having masturbating, just pressing yourself, just trying to satisfy your own sexual desires while you have your own code of conduct, or you have your codes that you must not have a girlfriend until the right time? So if you are doing this, then when is your right time? Because I think you have broken that right time. Because the Bible also makes it clear in Matthew chapter 5 verse 28. Now whoever looks at a woman lustfully has already had sex. There's no need for you to have sex. Has already committed adultery. There's no need for you to have sex physical, because back then do not commit adultery. And the only way we can say this person has committed adultery is when you are caught in the act. When two people come out from the room, you don't know what they did in the room until you catch them there. But Jesus made it very simple for each and every one of us. Just the look. I always say the first look is not anything, but the second look is where a lot of things begin to
go through the person's mind.
yes, do you get it? So then now you have passed that stage of not just only looking but now visualizing. So playing everything inside your mind, I think that is basically his issue. His issue is just he keeps on playing everything in his mind back and forth, keeps on repeating it. It's like watching a movie and you are going to sleep and you begin to think about the movie. I remember the first time I watched Snakes on the Plane. As in that night, I actually dreamt about snakes in my dream. I kept on thinking about, just imagine, so just now if a snake comes out from my bed, what will I do? If I just wake up and there's a snake standing in front of me, and then what will I do? You get it? So that is what basically he's doing. So it's his friends and his mind. Come back to the mind. The mind, I think the mind is very powerful. The mind is very, very
I think we have comments from the audience and we will be moving over to that right now.
I just wanted to add something on this because I heard the question. Okay, I think this is an issue that this person is asking for help. Okay, you are still stating the obvious, that he's using his mind to think about the wrong things. Okay, but what is the solution? I think that is what he is pointing to.
We'll get into it.
Okay, then also on the issue of the masturbation, I just wanted to add a little something.
Yes.
So, teenage age is the time when there are lots of hormones and there's growth at that time. Okay, so and feelings, like the male will start having more feelings for the female. Okay, and this is perfectly normal. Okay, but what is not right is acting on them. It's okay to read. Okay, in my own opinion, to read. If it's called, let me even make it very raw, sex novels, if you can, it will still help your vocabulary. Okay, but what is not okay is in watching pornography, because this is direct play, and when you're done watching it will be playing your mind, right? So I think what I would advise for this person is stop this pornography. Okay, but it's totally normal to have these feelings. It's normal. It means he's a normal human being. In fact, some articles will tell you masturbation is healthy. Do you know?
Yeah, I think I've read some couple of them.
No, it's not even some articles. Every article will say health-wise, masturbation is good. Okay? Because they said a couple of studies have been able to show that it prevents cancer and prostate enlargement. Because when a man keeps having sex, he can prevent him from having prostate hypertrophy in the future. Mm-hmm. So, and also they will say, secondly, that if you masturbate, it will prevent you from having sexual intercourse, in which case you can get STIs, sexually transmitted infection. And if you do it by yourself, you won't have any concern for that. That's two. Then they would also say there's no fear for pregnancy, right? Because you are not having it with an opposite sex. So there's nothing like, you miss your period. But you still get the same satisfaction, isn't it? That is the same hormones that would make you feel cool. You still feel the same way. Okay, so even normally education will tell you it's good to masturbate, but this is gospel and moral, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So all I have to say is it's fine to have the feelings, it's very okay. But what is not right is acting on the feelings. That is just the only thing. You decide not to do that. And it's an addiction. So I'm even thinking he's not happy with it, but he can't stop it. That is when it becomes an addiction. I don't want to smoke. But next thing I see the scene, I'm like, let me just take one. I want to do it. I don't want to play game, video game. Let me use an easier one that anybody can relate with, maybe you guys. But I don't even mind trekking to save my money to enter a game house to play game or bet. You understand? They just ate my money, but I'm rushing to the bet shop to go and play a game. I'm trying to make you guys relate with an addiction. It's not as if you might not want to do it, but you still find yourself keep doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going back.
Yes, keep wanting to do it. So health-wise, they say it's good, but morally, spiritually, it's not right. It's not right because it's before you can be able to achieve orgasm. Masturbation, actually, the definition of masturbation is stimulating external genitalia in order to achieve orgasm. That's just what it is. Before you can do that, you must have pictured some stuff not right. And you quoted a scripture that said,
Matthew chapter 5 verse 6.
lustfully. So what I was thinking was, I don't know if we are going to go still get to the solution. What I was thinking is, he has a problem and it looks like an addiction. So what is the solution? Like, we still keep stating the obvious. What is now the solution to it? So maybe yeah.
I think I want to just comment on the part that you said that it's not bad to what do you call to have the feelings.
Okay.
Yes, but for me, the acting on it makes the whole thing, the whole action judgmental. To make the whole action judgmental, but the part that you were saying that like it's not bad to read the romantic novels, you can add to your workout. For me, I think that it can be the other way around, because reading the romantic novel is the same as watching. At this time round, you are visualizing. You don't hear the noise. You now, and to me, I think it's more deadly, because you now visualize the sounds, everything. Because I know I've read one romantic novel and it actually gave me details. Like I was just having sex with myself. It gave me details of how people are even having sex. So for me, I think you can just change it. You have been given romantic novel. Why don't you just switch to what's it called? Christian literatures
or science fact.
Science fact, yes, because it can also boost your
adventure or any other
vocabs and also add to your wide range, because this is a limited something.
Yeah, it's also right too. It's also right. The only reason why I said maybe the pornography is quite different, because this is just a video. This is direct picture.
Yes.
That is just the difference. You may not even hear up to 2 sentences, but you would see the picture.
You see everything.
And
throughout.
I think the pictures can talk, can give you
lots.
Yes, a lot of things.
Than words.
That's just why I said reading might not be the issue, but watching. So if there's anything he should stop. He has said he was watching porn, is to stop watching porn. That's what I think.
I think maybe because it was out of the curiosity of he continually reading the book, because he says as I kept on reading the book, I went the extra mile. So out of the book, he just wanted to, maybe he has visualized, he wants to see the acts.
Okay.
Then
he should retrace his steps, then stop the porn, then also stop the book. That would be best.
Okay, but to my own opinion, I see that his friends giving him those books, maybe they gave it to him because he wanted books to read. There are times whereby you read books and then you are done with them. You need more books to read. Your friends are like, oh, I have this book at home, would you like to read it? And then you give out, okay, here, read it. The friends giving him the book didn't have the intention of him giving him the book so he could masturbate. They give it to him so that the time he is not doing anything productive, he can be reading and be adding up to his IQ. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So the friends in that context, I don't think they are at fault.
They are not the
problem. So
yes,
he reading the book, maybe he already had it in his subconscious. Because it's not possible for you to start reading a book and all of a sudden it just triggers something like that. Could be that you have actually heard of it or seen it somewhere before. But for your imagination to start playing everything out clearly and you are able to picture it, so meaning he has been into it before.
Yeah, the whole thing is on him. But I think his friend still plays a role, because I think, why on earth will you bring me a romantic novel in all the books in the world? Why would you just bring me a romantic novel?
You asked me for a book.
Yes, I asked you for a book. Then you brought me romantic novel. So why on earth? Like, there's no Bible, there's no Rhapsody, there's no girl child book you could just bring to me for me to read. There's no first aid book you can just bring for me to read.
Yeah, I understand your point. You know the books you read, the movies or whatever you watch, at the end of the day they'll end up making the higher percentage of what you think and who you become. So it's important. Okay. Still right, but I want to say something. Okay, for example now, the book would direct you, like explain about the sexual content.
Can you join us on set?
But I'm just see
your voice is being heard, but at least join us on set so we can get to see who is giving us these wonderful ideas.
I just wanted to comment on this. That was all. But I heard it. Okay. But I want to say something on the issue of the writing that you said can make you picture something. I'm a medical student, And there's a part of medicine that is called family planning. It's an experience we went for. Okay, and this time we went to General Hospital, right? And I was posted to the family planning unit. Okay. Now there are different things you see there. Family planning can be contraceptives, can be sexual positions for old.
Sexual positions.
Yes. No, this is for married people though.
Oh,
But even if you are not married, people still come for family planning. Like I want to be on maybe IUD, intrauterine device that will stop me from being pregnant for maybe a month. They would know which one is best for you if you're using contraceptive pills or it's an implant or whatever it is. Okay, but the point I just want to make is now there are lots of things there. For example, now sexual positions for old age. There is an age ladder, like they would explain to you at this age what of sex you should have. You keep climbing and all those things. It's written, and we should read and explain. And we are not old people; we are young people. Okay. Now, apart from that, sexual positions for people, for example, who have smaller male productive organs, so it can help the female to get conception. Of course, there is a position in which you try that, and it will be difficult for the female to be pregnant because the stuff is not really people that really have small. You understand? So it depends on the issue, and we should be there to provide a solution. So you read about all those things, and you see the pictures, and you would read extensively because you need to explain to a couple that will be sitting in front of you. You understand? So imagine, I'm not reading a romantic novel, but I'm reading the same things. So after reading that, does that not mean I should go and I think that's the point I'm trying to make. So it's still all about the guy. Because we read all this when we're young. There's nothing that says we cannot. Do you understand? But we read it for knowledge. That was just what I was saying. The novel part, I just feel you can read that
For knowledge.
because you still get exposed to everything. If you like, dodge the novel now. You cannot be a dummy. By the time you are getting older, you would all this information will still come.
Yeah,
It will still come. So why don't you face it and have a decision that okay, no, that's it. I know it. I've seen it. Okay, sex. I've heard it. There's no need to shy away from it. I know about it. But the aspect of masturbation, they should avoid some things that will lead to it. They'll avoid too much alone time, I think, and then maybe stop watching porn, then get busy. Maybe that time is using for the masturbating. You replace it with something else. Stop sitting and putting his hands to think of something. Why don't you get busy with something else? Stop being alone. I think maybe to help.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so Lady Grace, what's your advice for a young fella who has a little issue and needs our assistance with it?
Okay. So he should preoccupy himself, like get busy with things that will be productive and will be worth his time. You feel me? And then he should set his relationship with God right. Get closer to God, know Him more, fellowship with Him, and then all these other things will be jar in the future. I like to take this scripture. It's Philippians 4 verse 8. It says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatever things are honest, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things." So his thoughts should be on these lovely things. He shouldn't think elsewhere, he shouldn't think outside. Thank you.
Okay. Rafi, if you have any other thing to chip in, like maybe the cherry on top of the ice cream.
I think I'll just continue from where Gracie just as you are thinking about everything. I just wanted to know that as Ephesians chapter 5 verse 18 and 19 says 18 says that we shouldn't be drunk with wine which leads to debauchery, but instead be filled with the Holy Ghost. But the wine over there which is talking about is not just talking about the alcohol wine, but it's talking about anything that leads to destruction, anything that leads to your downfall. And as at this moment, masturbation is pulling a lot of things away from you, pornography is pulling a lot of things away from you. I think you just have to get your relationship right with God. When you get a relationship right with God, all these things will just disappear instantly. All these things will just disappear instantly because it's so. I think it's basically seen in Galatians chapter 5. Verse 17, he says there's two kinds of fights in our lives. That is basically the two things that is controlling each and every one of us, which is the flesh and the spirit. When we wake up in the morning, who is going to take control over it? And you have gotten to that point of you have now allowed your flesh to take over you, taking control over you, has become master. Now you are going to now let the spirit now take over. And when you wake up, they are all going to fight. This one will say, I want to read romantic novel. This one will say, I want to pray. This one will say, I want to watch pornography. This one will say, I want to read my Bible. So they are all going to constantly be fighting. But what I want you to know that come to that place of knowing that it's the Spirit of God that lives inside you, and you must let the Holy Spirit take charge of you. Anytime you wake up in the morning, if you think you have difficulty of deciding, just pray. When you pray, whatever will happen, because as soon as you pray, I believe prayer is just communication, allowing God to come into you, to just come and do things within you. So when you just pray, you are allowing the Holy Spirit to have His way in you. When you pray, I think that will be the best way for you, because I can't give you system. I can't give you point 1, point 2, point 3, because the only point I can give you is just allow the Holy Spirit to work in you. You'll never be the same.
Okay. Wow, thank you very much, Brother Faithful, for that icing to the cake. Okay, so Brother Samson and to our viewers out there, I'm sure you've heard what they've all had to offer to you. So you have to be mindful of the things you do, the books you read, try and abstain from pornography and then thinking about it, and then you should try and fill your calendar, fill your time with so many things to do. Like she said, she was like, maybe you're a student, and as a student of your caliber, you have to be reading because you have projects to do, assignments to submit, and things, so many things like that. So you have to fill your timetable with things that are more productive than the thing of the old. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so I guess we have come to the rounding up of today's segment. I hope you guys had fun, enjoyed, and learned a lot of things from today's program. We will be reaching out to you, and we're also hoping you could get comments from those who are watching our YouTube channels. Please reach out to us through our social media handles displayed on the screen, and contact us through the phone numbers also being displayed as well. So stay safe, stay cool, be blessed, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Hey, I'm just gonna ask a pride like everybody else.
Camden got the sauce, yeah.
We did.